All right, dear Pisces, we are going to get started with your reading. So, welcome. Thank all of you guys for joining me today. It is so great of you to be here. Hold on, wait. I gotta have my tunes. So as I get comfortable, I just wanted to say thank you for your presence. If you'd like to support the channel, hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything, and a lot of us pray and manifest and meditate to the universe, Allah, God, Nipsey, and the Holy Christ Spirit. But then somebody asks you to hit the like button and you sit there and don't do it on purpose, intentionally, and want God itself to give you favor. It's insane. I'm not saying that for a like. I'm saying that because the error in my chart is acting up. It is true. And I'm a very pleasant person. I like pleasant people. And I don't know, whenever I can take a shot at waking up an awareness in someone to bring them on the side of the decent folk, I take that shot. And I'll die about it. So, as I am stalling, y'all see these cards? June coming. It has been great so far, 2024. I have zero complaints, and I know many of my clients have expressed to me, there we are, as do they. Meaning, like, we don't have any complaints. It's been, from April to May, I felt some fluctuations. But nothing too crazy. Nothing that trumps some of the shit shows we've experienced since 2018, 2019. But we're going to talk about some serious transits. So I welcome everybody in as I get uber excited. We haven't had our starseed reading for mid-May. So this is going to be starseed slash in general, whatever comes of it, right? Cards are shuffled out. I did see the Ace of Pentacles. I saw a few aces. It's not a game, and I always get this weird feeling when Spirit want me to know something that probably doesn't cross my mind. Oh my God, this is insane. It probably wouldn't cross my mind necessarily to be analytical. So Spirit was like, I don't know, I got a nudge, and I was like, what is it? So I put the cards back. I'm telling y'all a guilty thing that I do. I put the cards back. I was like, I don't feel like dealing with this, whatever it is. Screw it. And then the funny thing that Spirit always does, or has been doing recently, is I will flip-flop, shuffle, clean, cleanse, go to sleep, wake up, meditate, cut, shuffle, shit. And the same cards will come out. Especially, predominantly, the situation, or the focus, the environment, the outcome. These two specifically, hands down, wouldn't go away. So I was like, let me take some clarifiers out. Let me see what Spirit is talking about. And Saturn came out for the world. And I thought that was very interesting, as Gaia is like a daughter and Saturn is like a grandmother to me. I know everybody like to give Saturn masculine energy, but you're wrong. So I thought about transits, and lo and behold, guess what Saturn's doing? Let's talk about it. Some of us may not be impacted as much as others. I will say that most of us have had some sort of run-in or knowing of what they call a Saturn return, right? It usually happens 28, 29 years, and it could be very detrimental in one's life. Now, I, being a rebel without a cause, may have had more action in that Saturn return than one who has remained balanced from childbirth and took an easy path, So I wanted to say that Saturn returns don't just kick all of our asses up and down the street. But if there is a transit that would do that to you, it could be Saturn return, just depending on what your Saturn return is in and what you've been doing with your life. And it's 29, 28 or something like that. And I think in the 50s or in the 80s, there's also a few transits that normally only happens at a person's birth. So I doubt this particular transit is in your birth chart. But it'll never happen again in your lifetime. So those 84-year transits that involve Uranus and Pluto, the big brothers, the big powerhouse. We got Uranus, Pluto, and Saturn powerhouse in Taurus season. You know, going into Gemini. Woo, shout out to Gemini. So we're going to talk some. The Pluto conjuncts itself, right, with Aquarius. So Pluto conjunct in Aquarius. These transits may show very early in life, causing some disruptions in early life. So surprisingly, some of us here that are parents and grandparents, your little ones could grow up, and if they choose to get a natal chart done, there could be some things impactful at this moment that were fated, also possibly destiny, that could come up. Like, it may be in their charts, and because you're an adult, or we're talking about the horoscope, it would show today, I won't say in your chart, but in the horoscope, as just one of the transits that could show early in life. And since I guess I'm tiptoeing around, most of us ain't super early in life, that's still neat to be considerate of those things that may be going on in the environment of the little people, the newborns, the infants, the school age kids, teenagers. Like, they're building their natal chart, they're living through it, because the natal chart has already been written, right? So they may be experiencing it, and you could be a part of that experience. Keep that in mind. All right, so that's that. It could be major. It may be not as significant as other transits. And Pluto at 2 degrees Aquarius, I think 3, will never happen again in your lifetime. So that's significant. I think that's cute to understand. Also, Jupiter is doing the thing with Taurus. This could be what astrologers call a Jupiter return. Love that. This transit shows the beginning of a new cycle of your life every 12 years. So some of you guys consider that. Jupiter comes back to its original birth position, signifying a time of renewal in your life. So think about, because I just did, and I'm like, whoop, whoop. Think about 12 years ago. What was going on? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Notice any patterns? Familiar faces, who you had to let go of, who you gained. Whatever the case. Maybe something fun, maybe not. Those of us that where nostalgia isn't healthy, then leave it alone. Anyway, every 12 years, Jupiter comes back into its original birth thing. So for now, it's Taurus. This could be an area of your life that affects work, relationships, lifestyle. And so for some of us, we have the 8 of Pentacles here. Others of us, we have the 3 of Cups here. I did see wish fulfillment, and in the pre-shuffle, that 7 of Cups is there, but the Ace of Cups was also there. And where this 8 of Pentacles is, the Ace of Pentacles also was. So we'll just keep that in mind. Or not. Y'all should probably feel, well, it's your job. Shit, just tell us what it's about. Okay, cool. So, changes in your life are likely to reflect a change in the way that you view life. Keep that in mind. That your perspective, more than usual, may build your experiences. Okay? You may have been learning about your own spiritual, religious, or philosophical beliefs and have now reached a new level of understanding. You have grown or also ready for new growth cycle. Therefore, this transit, you may meet new teachers, join new groups, or start new activities which will help you in the next cycle of learning. It's usually a beneficial time and during which you feel optimistic and positive, adventurous, little and big are embraced. You could look back 12 years and try to remember what good things started for you then. This gives you a hint of the opportunities that can arise now. It's time to think and act positively and watch for doors opening. Now, I have been working with Pisces for some time, and I will say that I know that there are some people listening to me right now that 3-4 years ago said, I want to learn tarot, I want a channel, I want to start a business, I want. Have they signed up yet? Nope. And it's been 3-4 years, 8 stimulus checks, 1,700 paychecks, 3 miracles, 4 Jupiter returns, and hello? So I'll just leave that there. But that is what we have for the Jupiter report. Don't feel attacked. I'm just doing my job, so however you feel about it is true. We have I wouldn't know if people wouldn't say, oh, I want that, I need that, I like that. And 3-4 years passed by, probably 12 for some of y'all, and it's like ain't bust a grape, down payment, nothing, just won't. Well, I send love and light, because shit happens, right? So Uranus also doing a thing. One of the big players in the game. Uranus is doing something in Taurus along with Jupiter, so Taurus is just getting gangbanged. The transit usually occurs around the age 84, so unless y'all got some grannies and great grandpas, you haven't experienced this, and you probably won't experience it again. Uranus takes 84 years, and whatever position that we're discussing, and at this point is the conjunction with Taurus. What does it mean for us? Well, it's spiritual renewal. So that world card up there is telling us about all these cycles and all these transits that spirit wouldn't let me move on in another deck, shuffle, card, reading, nothing until I at least understood what the assignment was. The stars are aligning for some of us. The drawing board and deliberating is coming to a point of immediate awareness and immediate reward and immediate action needing to be taken. There's celebration in the environment for some, and or standing 10 toes down on not being involved in situations that don't serve you. Gossip, slander, goofy shit, people that are doing things that are outside of your spiritual scope of support. We are developing plans and executing them, and I love the Father of Wands for standing on business. That's where your rewards come from for some of you. And you will celebrate in time, but work is important. Doing the work is important. And the last time I said what you do now is going to affect you, it has something to do with the end of this year, next year. I ain't forgot. And so here's that card again where we mentioned it. So some of you, there could be a tail end of an orbit or something that's closing, or an opportunity that could be closing. I don't know. I don't want to evoke that into somebody's life, but that deliberating, that planting seeds, that past energy right there, for some it brings about happiness, contentment, and rewards. For others, immediate action needs to be taken on procrastinating. Your hopes and fears, delusional, illusion, but at the same time want to be celebrated and looked at and praised as if you were the general. And it's like Source is saying, do the work. It takes time for some of us and doing the work for others of us. Now, the strength of the matter is we're all appearing to be grounded and focused in a sense outside of those that could be in a confused state. But it's not that they're confused, it's what they're focusing on. And it also talks about something that is partially in the works, almost manifested, coming through the clouds, may just fall out of the sky with quickness and swiftness that propels you forward somewhere. And who wants to be propelled forward by God itself, the universe, your higher self, source, spirit, and you ain't got nothing to show up with in your hand. Like, I'm gonna open the door, I'm gonna give an opportunity. You'll get this phone call, this text message, see this ad, you'll have this dream, you'll get this check, or you'll get that debt wiped out. And then when it's time for you to show up, because it may happen swiftly, what are you gonna have in your hand? Is your project done? Is it ready for the shelf? Is the book ready? Or the tarot cards ready? Are the t-shirts ready? Is the album ready? So those are the things that we work on while we wondering where the money at, and all this other stuff going on in life, and how we feel, and knowing we're very smart, and now we're aware, right? So we know just what our faults are. But, and being aware and not modifying the behavior, we're not giving out Oreo cookies for that. So just keep that in mind. This 84-year deal talks about those that have suppressed the spiritual side of their nature. That is all too true, and talked about and discussed in this practical world when I said, we're all grounded and kind of focused, except for, that's what Uranus could do. So suppressing the spiritual side, always knowing you had gifts, but you don't have a sector in your life right now for spirituality. Like, you go to work, you're parents, a lot of you don't work, some of you aren't parents, but when it talks about your spiritual soul purpose, the whole reason why you come to YouTube every day, being a part of the collective, what do you dedicate to source or yourself? Your energy, your DNA on a cellular level, your ancestors, because everybody's talking about ancestors, and I keep telling y'all, ancestors do not have the power and magnitude to be in the third dimension in a spiritual form, beloved. You have to have mighty power and or some sort of +1 to a really big homie to come over here and be aware that you're here, and make others aware that you're here too. I keep telling people that, but I just like to spread awareness for facts, because I don't like spiritual beings being undersold, underestimated, undervalued, or not taken seriously. So we have to take ourselves seriously, and sometimes do a debunk or a fact check on crazy shit that we all say and think. Even though I know some things are super crazy and have no explanation, and it's possibly possible. All y'all ancestors ain't roaming around looking out for the best of y'all. It's been billions and trillions and quazillions and Google tons of people that come and pass through this earth. So we would be fogged and clogged with energies, insane and possibly malnutritioned, if we had beings sharing our spaces with us like that. Okay, so sorry about that. But moving forward, the good news is this is the perfect transit to realize and have earth-shattering awakenings like that, as well as any suppressed spiritual nature that we have. You could be feeling more alive. There's a great time of insight and contentment as you release earthly attachments in favor of spiritual rewards. Look at there. That Ace of Pentacles could have been the earthly attachments and the spiritual rewards. I'll take them. Yeah. Because spiritual rewards, I don't know if you could buy them. Earthly things, I probably could get a couple more of them. So, another thing that's happening, I think we talked about Uranus, we talked about Pluto, we talked about Saturn return briefly. I don't think I touched on it. I think I went everywhere around the circle. So again, those of you, the Saturn return is huge. It's in Pisces, so maybe that's why that's significant for my Pisces. Even if your Saturn return isn't in Pisces, Saturn clarified the World card. Lilith clarified the Father of Wands, and we'll take some more clarifiers. You also have your bonus stone cards, and we'll read over those too. But yeah, the Saturn return, approximately 29 years, one of the most important times of your life, they say. I have also noticed that could be why they say a midlife crisis is more likely around 30. Yeah, because it's that Saturn return energy. But you see how non-spiritual people say it's just a midlife crisis. But then someone aware of astronomy would say it could be a Saturn return. So there it is, two things being true. And that's not midlife, because my great-grandmother died at 106. So 30 wasn't her midlife, right? You see how we make up shit? Yep. Okay, so during this time, your past, I guess maybe some cultures didn't live past 60 or so. That makes sense. But love and light to them. But during this time, your past comes under close scrutiny in the Saturn return. It talks about leaving the childhood and reviewing your life through new, more mature eyes. So even if you're older than 29, Saturn in Pisces could affect anybody on this planet, and Pisces specifically. Good for you. Somebody's feeling whole, completing cycles, starting new ones. Like somebody did their big one. And that's where the wish fulfillment comes in. That's where contentment has came in. That's where mastering that water energy, since we have so many cups where it talks about possibly our emotions or consciously we're happy about something, we have a lot of options and we have things to talk about and celebrate coming up in the near future. Beloveds, I love that. Now on a positive note, some may have achieved many of their life goals and are now ready for a new challenge. So where, like I said, Saturn return could kick people's asses, there are some people that made significant goal accomplishments during this time. That could be you. Your Saturn return could have kicked your ass at 29 or 30. But now, however old you are, with this specific Saturn return in Pisces, you can make it a favorable landmark. Could be marriage for some of you. Could be career changes for some of you. That spiritual breakthrough for others of us. Some of you may be writers. We have some entertainers, some organizers, or project managers. Some of you could be into technology and telecommunications. With the Seven of Cups, the King of Swords, and the World card here. Love that. And 77 may be significant when it comes to master numbers as they side by side each other, as well as 88. That's been coming up for the last few days. You guys kept having master numbers come up in the reading. You had multiple 8s yesterday, as well as, I want to say, 9s. But here you have 7s and 8s, so you can look into that numerology, because I'm going over the transits, and if we have time, then we'll look through that, or contact me directly if you'd like your own personal natal chart or horoscope reading that's in alignment with the current transits. Compare it to your personal chart. Like, how does your chart interact with what the stars, moons, and planets are doing right now? And you can always go to PiscesTV.com or email me at drmb@PiscesTV.com. So anyway, Neptune is doing the thing. Won't happen again in your lifetime. They say it normally happens around birth. But Neptune 29 degrees, Pisces 20, it's a conjunction. And you may say, well, Neptune is always in Pisces, but not at this degree, and specifically in an exact hit with a conjunct radix. If you say, what is that? Let me do my thing, okay? Moving forward, we have Jupiter in Taurus ascending Lilith. So maybe that's why Lilith came up right there. So it's be showing out, because who in these folks sits down and would have guessed anything about Lilith happening that could affect Pisces by seeing the Father of Swords? So I appreciate Spirit for that. But this is later down on May 20th, depending on when you get to this reading. So I'll say May 20th. There is Jupiter Taurus, and then, like I said, ascending, and then we have Lilith, and it's in order to grow, okay, you'll need to let go of the way you see yourself. Old habits die hard, as the saying goes, but now they are perhaps a little easier to see clearly and to discard. But some of us got that 7 of Cups right there. You need to take the reins and direct your own life, even if it means changing your own ideas and plans. There is the planner. And thankfully for a lot of you, I don't see change because some people ain't even took action to have to change something. So go back to the taking action part. You spend a while at that drawing board, contemplating, got it all figured out, don't you? Yep. Take action. There's no need to force matters right now, which I know Pisces loves to hear, because it's like, I don't want to be impulsive, I don't want to force things, and you've been working on it for 12 years. Stop. But yeah, it's also possible that your personal relationships undergo alterations, paving the way for new avenues of self-expression. This is no need to force that, right? So we weren't talking about forcing change. This involves another person, so of course we ain't got to force them, right? You can keep an open mind and go with the flow. Letting go paves the way for new opportunities, so I'm super excited about what some of your new relationships may hold. And there are and were some beautiful transits for April and May. We're not done with May, and we're walking into June, and it's still some of that residual energy where, for those of you interested in improving relationships or manifesting a relationship, this is a highly auspicious time. Just want to throw that out there. So it says not for everybody. I mean, it's out there. I'm right about that. Now, you putting yourself in a position to receive, accept, or attract the opportunities, that's the difference between destiny and fate. So the 23rd, Jupiter, it's a big deal. It's doing some other shit in Taurus. Neptune's still in Pisces, but at a different degree. You will feel at one with the world during this transit. So we start off with the world card because there may be something very significant about May 23rd, and that is also 5-5. So when everybody thought the 5-5 portal was going to be on May 5th 2024, how about it could be May 23rd 2024? So that's nice. I want to sing. I'm feeling moved to sing my song. I don't want to get copyright, but feeling at one with the world. You reach that upper level. Your mind, body, and soul should be one. It's a sacrifice, and it takes hard work. Hey, it's the way of life. Cause you got that glow. You feel. Don't make me turn on my auto tune. But anyway, meditation, music, art, dance, photography, photography. Don't tell nobody I said that. Spiritual groups, travel, and communing with nature offers a peace of mind and tranquility. You feel creative and intuitive. Therefore, it is a good time to make the most of your opportunities and explore the more artistic and spiritual side of your nature. We are here for you. Okay? We got spiritual. We got techie, content creatory, a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I had a client wanted a daycare, another dancer wanted to do choreography. We have all kind of people that we help through Pisces TV. So you don't have to just be a card reader or want to do something holistic, hoodoo, voodoo, but we do that too. I have like a list of over 1,000 herbs and what they're used for, as well as the planets and possibly even the days and hours that they're favorable to use. I have traditional recipes for Florida water, money drawing, come to me, 7 herb, 13 herb, you name it. Whatever was traditional, I took my time to learn and also implemented some things that seem to have actually worked after being implemented. So I do have my own little secret sauce. But my point is, whether you'd like to do something practical and have someone help you do that, you know, as a federal law paralegal and master research agent, or if you'd like to explore more of your spiritual side and your creative side, how nothing better than an OG millennial with the Holy Spirit literally in her gut to help you with that. Or anyone. Anybody that you feel comfortable with. Do it. Right? So there's that. That would sum up the outer planets doing a thing. The inner planets, they do things, but they're not as significant. So with the moon, today, actually, the moon, I think, is in Leo. Saturn is in Pisces. It's a brief period of reflection. So by the time you see this, it will no longer be the 15th. Spirit is insane. Let your memories be the fond ones. Look, memories, nostalgia, or daydreaming. Let that be the fond ones. Spirit is silly. We have so much fun. That is so crazy. For some, when I said it's a highly auspicious time for a relationship, well, due to the transiting and the square between the moon and Venus with Leo and Taurus, some love lives may be a little bit unsettled, but just try to relax and not obsess over things. Show some restraint and reap the reward. So your approach to take to it is reap the reward right there. And what's crossing it in the relationship could be a knucklehead. Because air signs hit a little different sometimes, especially when there's a moon in air, because my moon sign is Aquarius, so not too much on us. And we could be different in comparison to a traditional Pisces sun person, which I also am. Well, it depends on what calendar you looked at, because technically, if we add that and carry the 1 and implement the 13th sign, I'm Aquarius sun and Aquarius moon, just like you. But Pisces existed first. There would be no Aquarius without Pisces. So technically, I guess, just like everybody's an African on this planet, I think everybody's a Pisces, baby, because if life started on Africa, and we all just kind of like migrated out, you're all Africans. Sorry. Yep. So we're all African Pisces. So it's safe to, okay, now I'm gonna get blocked, but I'm just thinking like, okay, God could have been an African female Pisces, because that was the first sign, Pisces, first human specimen, female African. They didn't find Adam ass, but we just gonna leave that alone. So I don't know, maybe that's why the Lilith card came out. I ain't trying to be a chauvinist or nothing like that. It's right here. We got Saturn, who is the OG triple OG. Lilith came out. I didn't make that up. And we'll get to origins, inner child. That came out with something. I know that sounds hella ghetto as a professional. Oh, it was something, you guys. So we'll see what that was for. I forgot. Outside of the moon making some relationships shitty, there's also the moon giving some tension. That could be for people that need to take a break and notice these emotional patterns. Express yourself in a new way, baby. That's why it's happening like that. Lilith is doing the thing again with the moon, also in Leo, and this is tomorrow, May 16th. I'm not sure if it should be out tomorrow. I don't know, but it talks about a brief transit where self-esteem plays a role. So imagine people in their feelings and feeling insecure. If it's not my Pisces, because this is a transit that affects the world, we're talking about astronomy. This isn't just specifically how it's going to affect you, Pisces, but just know it could be in your environment, and how, we already going to be prepared and strapped up for it. People may be irritable. Relationships could be tense. People could be emotional. There could be unexpected adjustments in careers, meaning applying for a different job or taking some action that could help you achieve more emotional satisfaction. So don't get all scared and think it's some crazy shit. But then, by the 18th, the moon flip it around in Virgo with Venus and Taurus, and affection and love and romance are in the air. Okay, so shout out to May 18th. It seems like the 18th and the 23rd may be some good luck days, but I'm going to look more into that. If you want to claim it, just go ahead and hit the like button, put it in your back pocket. But I think it might be. And I say that for people who want love and people who may not, because love is love. If you love money, if you love attention, if you love increase, if you love to feel supported, if you like shopping, if you like food, love is love. If it's a highly auspicious time for love and good vibes, you might get good customer service. You could get a tip. You might get some extra money in your account. Venus be showing out. So I take all the days and see what could be favorable for you, girl, right? So now let's see. Okay, that instant told me up for the 7 of Cups. We have South Node, New Moon, and Aquarius. Okay, you got options. I like the way these colors reflect off each other. That's so cute. It's just the way it was done. Innovation, rational, humanitarian, creation, intention, potential, karmic challenges, natural gifts, and past lives. So I like that. I do. That is releasing some shit though. New moons are good for releasing things, right? Or is it the full moon? People say to release stuff at the full moon, but when the full moon come, I always get gifts and stuff. So I can't speak for everybody, and I don't know if it's safe for us all to just run with the Farmer's Almanac or whatever the great grand witch said 200 years ago and still hold it to be true today without doing research. So I'll say however it works for you, but I do feel like it could be more favorable with the new moon to go back to the drawing board, because I would like things to come into fruition by the full moon. Some people, it works the other way. When the full moon comes, release everything and banish it. Could be. Don't ask me. But that past life card with Sagittarius, or I'm sorry, Aquarius. Some of you, your South Node could be Aquarius, but we have South Node, which is usually a past energy, and then we have New Moon, though. Okay. Very interesting. And now, so we got future, present, past. And that's why it's that 7 of fucking cups right there too. It makes some sense. Ooh, look. Bottom of the deck. Planetary return. So Saturn is going to be scraping up a couple of things that may be undone, that could have us feeling like there's some boundaries and obstacles that require certain disciplines, and that we can get through that. And again, look. Public life, career, and reputation. We have 10th house and we have Capricorn. Right when I said discipline and I was thinking Capricorn, there it is. Alright, so 7 of Pentacles, because whoever is here should choose something and stick to it. We back and forth at that drawing board. We back and forth daydreaming with no plan. So let's see what we got here. We have Vesta, inner spark, sacrifice, and devotion. I like that. I like the 3 symbols. It gives me the, my star sisters. That ain't for everybody though, because this 7 of Pentacles could very well just mean 7 Pentacles. But your Vesta, if some of you guys look into that for astrology, Vesta represents the fire that truly ignites your soul. So for some of you, there could be some questioning what that even is, when the last time that's happened, or when it's going to happen again. And I like that, because these are some limited time transits happening right now. So there could be some once in a lifetime opportunities that could ignite you, especially if you're a person that just ain't remember the last time you've been ignited. Right. So I'll leave that right there. And we have air again. I like my air. I like my water too. And here is Cancer. More water. Family roots and foundation. Alright. The strength of the matter was crowning you. I do love that patience. I do love the dedication. I do love commitment. I do love the capacity to actually finish. Even though speed ain't our thing, and some of us distance ain't either. So I don't know how the online is working for y'all, or how the distance could work in a situation or a relationship. But let's see. We got fire. We got enthusiastic, dynamic, and radiant. So those of us that are lethargic, lazy, I can say that word because I mean in some tarot books, the Son of Pentacles in a negative sense is the lazy card. It's a couch potato. So if you need some fire up under your ass, I'm obligated to say that, but I won't be nasty about it or drag it. We have dissonance, adjustment, and discord. So just be mindful of that. All y'all dark webbers, there could be some sort of change or transformation, because I know a lot of my clubhouse people be coming through for no reason at all, because ain't shit for you here. No. But there could be some situations that happen literally in discords for all of my gamers or my dark web people. And we also have opposition, so it's always an op. It talks about resistance, struggle, and polarity. That just means we need to counter it with flexibility, and as the cards say, patience, refinement, nurturing. For some, it's local community, transportation, and communication. For others, it's communication, correspondence, and expression. And for some, it's self-care, wellness, and agriculture. So for the Nine of Cups, all right. Let's see. We have Midhaven, direction, and reputation. I like that Nine of Cups because there's some contentment, there's some happiness, there's some wish fulfillment. I like that. Okay. Karma, shadow, and secrets for some. And look at karma, shadow, and secrets by this reputation, quote unquote. That's something. And this is one of my favorite cards. Look at that. Insight, movement, and change. It talks about transits. So we could focus on the 12th house. For some of us and others of us, it's the medium Koli, which, you know, people don't talk about much. But if you wonder like what it is, excuse me, the highest point on the horizon that any planet can reach, it's the MC or midhaven, right? So it's the same thing, whatever your midhaven is. Look into that. That Nine of Cups is super amazing. Oh look, and the first one started with the Imam Koli. So what if that's like the opposite? The opposite was up here somewhere. So some of you guys, it is a full circle moving forward, where it goes from origin, inner child, to direction and reputation. So somebody growing up, bossing up for sure, which is great. With the Six of Wands. Oh, and you also have bonus cards up there I haven't flipped over, because there was like, when I said where is the work for some of us, I know it's 3 Deacons of Pisces, so I just shuffled out 3 cards and we'll see what this 8 of Pentacles could be. So I don't know if you want to pick a number 1, 2, or 3, or just see what card resonates with you, but let's get to it. For the 6 of Wands, okay, we have second house, Taurus, finance, value, and possessions. Oh crap, didn't it say sacrificing some earthly possession thing for a spiritual reward? All right, now with the 3 of Cups, that's a lot for some of us. That planetary return keeps coming out. For others of us, transits and descendant, relationship, partnership, attraction. So look at that, getting out your social life enhancing or somewhat. You know, maybe they're gonna tell something about you. Baby, I met this Pisces, oh my God, right? Moving through cycles, changes in cycles, and these planetary returns are insane in the membrane. Chiron is here. Vulnerability, potential through pain, core wounds, you know, that's there. Now in the hopes and fears, 8 wands, we already talked about that. I'm not going to beat a dead horse or be rude, but take action. It also talks about messages. We have readjustment, forgiveness, and breakdown. Okay, so we're going to be sending some messages apologizing. We have courageous, regal, and loyal, because that ego possibly was involved. Reception, gratitude, harvest. And then for some of you, we have Libra, diplomatic, harmony, and balance. So just doing the right thing. It talks about integrity, it talks about pride, it talks about grace, and some readjustment. So these things possibly need swift action and or will pull us out of this stuckness if we inhabit it ourselves. Okay. Now I hope there aren't any transportation issues, so keep that in mind. And the 8 of Pentacles, we have the eclipse, which is like the 7 of Wands, which is like the test. So the test is the work, which wraps this all back up to those Saturn returns and what have you done with the time that you've had and opportunities or the obstacles that were brought before you type deal. But we have culmination, release, illumination for some. Others of you have psyche, soul, consciousness, and mind. Y'all got gifts and abilities. Use them. The psyche with the fire is definitely imagination, and that's the imagination that one would say the Grand Master made us in the image of, right? Using a magical imagination. So shout out to that. We have 3 possibilities: marriage, coming out of past karmic debt, or a returning lover from the past. And we also have a happy ending, better than you thought, past those 8 cups, past that 7 cups, past this 9 cups, continuing the work. Not only do you get wish fulfillment, but you get like a bell and a whistle. I think that's kind of cool. We got 10, we got 10, 10, and we got 5. I like that too. The Hierophant could talk about spiritually, where some of us may be awakening in areas of starting to nurture that aspect of ourselves. Your past life gifts, abilities, relationships, what you did last lifetime, your karmic debt, and where you plan on going tomorrow, all in the Judgment card. And then, like I said, a new home, a loving relationship, happiness within yourself, a completion of a level, finally getting those emotions where they need to be to get into other areas of your life, or however it works out for you. But maybe we'll do a pick a card, because I like to do that once when I have the grand idea to pull some outcome cards for you guys. I will use these cards on the thumbnail for the pick a card, so we can go deeper into the possibility, and we'll say 1, 2, 3, or however it pans out. You know, take a screenshot, remember these cards, pick one, and we'll see how that works. And I hope that it helps.